Ma'am, thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. And it really is so much. Thank you. Wow. Give me a moment, folks. I never imagined when Nick approached me back in November 2020 that 3 years later, 3 years, can you believe that, we would be standing here and you'd be presenting us with this award. What an incredible journey it's been. Since I watched the TV programme Climate Change the Facts on April the 18th, 2019, every single person in this room has been involved in the journey that we call the Midas Green Initiative. Our journey to make amends for our carbon-intensive past, using our common sense, our pragmatic engineer's approach, we've proved that anyone can do this. It took us just 14 months to become carbon neutral in June 2020. And we became carbon net zero just 6 months later in January 2021. We're nothing like a stereotypical plastic moulding company. We've been audited and approved carbon net zero by the Carbon Trust, and now for a third year audited and approved by NQA. We're the real deal. There is zero greenwashing at Midas. We are tree hugger auditable. Our friends at the Forest of Marston Vale, they agree. Our customers and suppliers, they agree. And all of my climate change protesting friends, they agree. And that really matters to me. Although, having His Majesty the King's approval, a king that is passionately environmental, well, that's the finest recognition. We've proven that any business can reset itself, press pause, make the changes and investments that are needed to become carbon net zero, then move forward profitably, successfully, responsibly, and more environmentally aware than ever before. The truth about climate change is not lost on me. As wars rage and more CO2 is emitted than ever before, I know persuading humans to change their behaviour seems futile. Reversing global warming seems impossible. But this picture has become my motivation to keep trying. I saw this guy in London in late 2019. With the support of all of my friends at Midas, I'd gone to London to protest at our government's lack of climate action. He stood dignified and proud on the other side of the road. I took his picture, I approached him, I chatted to him, and he was just so honourable in his stand. One man with a placard saying what we all think. That's been a constant for me ever since. You all know that I care passionately about the earth, its creatures, its plants, its trees, and of course I wish human beings would stop destroying everything around them. We can argue about why that doesn't stop, but the one thing we all agree on is caring for our children, giving them a future and giving them hope. Hope above all else. Hope's fundamental, isn't it? I think the best thing about the Midas Green Initiative is that it's given everyone at Midas and elsewhere further afield the opportunity to prove to their children and all children that we're serious about doing the right thing. I would like to believe that this King's Award acknowledges that fact. It acknowledges that we actually did something. As we look beyond today and this incredible award, we'll continue to put carbon reduction at the top of our list. We'll continue to explain our green initiative and encourage others outside of this room to do the right thing. And we'll back that up with actions, not just words. This building will soon house a huge new industrial grinding machine. We'll use that to reprocess our scrap polyurethane tooling board, our redundant patterns, We'll even use it to reprocess polyurethane mouldings that we made 20 years ago in some cases. We'll be able to give them new life by turning them into a new raw material. We will move our cardboard reprocessing from across the road into this factory. For those that don't know, we collect cardboard from factories all around us, as well as our own cardboard, and we shred it and we reuse it to pack our mouldings and send on to customers before they recycle it, thus gaining another use from that waste material. This room from tomorrow will become our green room. It will be our space where we can discuss and explain the Midas Green Initiative to customers and suppliers and anyone that wants to understand how we achieve our carbon net zero status. Additionally, we'll also strive to find lower carbon materials, especially polyurethanes that are environmentally friendly and obviously use less earth chemistry. We'll work with like-minded green companies like Rubik's, for instance, people that are trying to develop greener resins and boards that have more plant-based polyol in them, so that obviously the actual carbon content of what we sell is reduced. But above all, in my opinion, the future needs trees, more trees, millions of trees, and it's only by planting the planet that we have any legitimate hope of removing rising levels of carbon from the atmosphere quickly enough. And this is where the Forest of Marston Vale comes in, our amazing local community forest. Our ongoing business partnership with them is crucial to our future. It's now the most important area of investment for our company. By supporting their tree planting program, we're making the biggest difference possible to all of our futures. By the end of this year, Midas will have planted some 4,300 trees within the forest. We will have purchased 2,000 pending issuance units, further supporting the forest and mitigating 100% of the carbon in everything that we sell. We don't put our faith in flaky official offsetting schemes. We will not take part in greenwash. We won't pay the Brazilian government to not cut down trees. We'll plant real trees on our doorstep where we can see them, touch them, enjoy them, and audit them. I believe it's fair to say that we would not have become carbon net zero without the Forest of Marston Vale. And I do not believe we would have won this award without the Forest of Marston Vale. Clearly, this King's Award for Enterprise 2023 has been won by all of the staff of Midas. But this couldn't have happened without our supporters, believers, and motivators in the wider world, and above all, by our incredible community forest that we have on our doorstep. Thank you all for helping Midas win this incredible recognition. Thank you very much indeed.